Okay. Thanks everybody for being here tonight. This is the regular meeting of the Marinwood CSD Board of Directors, Tuesday, December 9th. We're starting at, it's like 7:03-ish to me. Instructions for public comment at points in the meeting. When the meeting chair requests public comment, members of the public shall indicate their desire to speak. All public comments shall be addressed to the Board of Directors and limited to 3 minutes per speaker. The Board of Directors may choose to respond to comments or request staff to respond at the conclusion of the public comment period. Call to order for Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Anybody have any comments about the agenda? Anybody need to change, switch around, anything like that? All right. Adopt the agenda as written. We good with that?
Yep.
Okay. Item C, consent calendar, draft minutes and bills paid. Anybody have any questions?
Sure.
All right, I do. I just had a couple, there we go. I was just curious on item number, what is that, 9832, fire truck maintenance, what, was that just regular maintenance? Was there something specific?
I'd have to go back
Okay.
and look at what those are. It was for both engines.
I saw that, that's why I wondered if it wasn't just routine maintenance.
It probably was, but I
Yeah, not the end of the world, if something pops that wasn't routine and it's worth sharing.
But
that's
just
great.
looking at that number at, 4,800, that's probably just preventive maintenance.
Okay, just like annual maintenance kind of thing.
Yeah, it's when it gets into 5 figures, that's when you have something a little bit bigger going on.
Gotcha. And then I had item 9867. It's a whole list of stuff from US Bank print services, or payment services, sorry. I was just curious, fraud, kind of like 2/3 of the way down, fraud items RB.
Yes, so every now and then, as is the case, when you have a credit card, something pops. This one happened to be one of our card holders. She got alerted to fraud, declined it, and what they will do, typically 99% of the time, is with the next billing statement, it gets reversed.
Awesome. Yeah, I was just curious.
Yeah, she got alerted. Actually happened to be on vacation and wouldn't happen, not using it, but so we had to do what we had to do
Just
to
freeze it, yeah.
let her know when she got back. Your credit card doesn't work right now, by the way, so you need to call them up.
I know that feeling. Anybody else have any other questions? Okay. We good with that?
To approve?
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Item D, public comments, open for time, items not on the agenda. Public, how we doing? Good to see you guys.
We spoke last time.
Okay. All right. Looks like we can go to item E, district matters. E1, election of board officers for calendar year 2026. President and vice presidents.
Yeah, there's a memo in here. We do this every December for the board. It's simply just a matter of electing, nominating, and then approving a board president and a vice president for calendar year 2026. It won't be effective until January 1, 2026, but it's entirely a discussion for and approval by the board.
All right. Thoughts?
I would like
I
to.
think- Oh, please.
I would like to nominate Chris Defer for a second term as president, and I would gladly serve as vice president.
I'll second that.
I think that is a great idea.
Are you sure, Bill? You don't want to jump in?
I am jumping in right now.
I will say I appreciate it. I'll take it on. That doesn't bother me, especially because some of the things we have going on, I think it would be good to roll forward. And I think vice president would be great.
I'm totally in support of it.
All right.
Do we
So we had, yeah,
I
I
need
don't,
a formal motion.
Okay.
I motion that Chris Case will be the board president for the 2026 calendar year, and Lisa will be the vice president.
I'll
Second.
second. Fine. You can have it. I had the one before.
all right.
I'm a team player.
So equal opportunity.
Right,
Yeah, see?
okay, all those in favor?
Public comment?
Oh, public comment, sorry,
Would you guys
sorry, so
like
sorry.
to,
Here's your chance. You have
I've
comment
never
change it.
expected anybody to do 2 years in a row. Congratulations.
We'll see if you're congratulating me at the end of the year.
Come July.
All right, you guys, okay? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
I feel weird voting for myself, but I guess I'm voting for
You have
you.
to.
I'm voting for you.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, here we go. Item E2, district manager report, verbal report for this month.
Yeah, I don't really have anything in writing, just a couple little updates. One, this coming Sunday, the 14th, with the firefighter and a firefighter crew will be on duty, and as well as a couple volunteers from the fire commission, and Greg Stilson and John Surratt. We'll do our annual Santa tour, starting at 9 a.m. Usually ends at around 4 o'clock. We usually hit up the woods and the stones first, break for lunch, and then we'll go out to Lucas Valley, Upper Lucas Valley, and Lucas Valley Estates after lunch. Always a fun day, so a lot of thanks to the crew that's on duty that day, because they typically follow along as they can. Santa Fe's already committed a truck to use as Santa's sleigh, and then Greg and John will be manning the Type 3 and kind of leading the tour. So when you hear the sirens, come on out, have a picture.
Get out of bed.
Are you driving too?
I'll be driving Santa.
All right. Well, always a neighborhood highlight. We appreciate that.
And then on the audit, just full transparency, we are behind schedule on the audit with everything else going on, primarily, especially report Tiffany kind of taking on the grunt work of what's soon to be another payroll transition, and moving to another provider. So that is, always lots of fun. And then we have a couple other kind of extraordinary things that have been taking up a lot of my time. So I'm anticipating you'll probably be presented with audited financials, as well as any auditor's notes in the February meeting instead of the January meeting, but we'll still be able to hit our deadlines in terms of we have to submit our SEO report to the controller's office, so on and so forth. So all of that will still be, we're still on track, but we're just about a month behind on that one.
Okay.
So otherwise, that's all I really got, hence nothing in writing this month.
Gotcha. All right. Anybody have any questions?
nobody knows.
Comments?
No, haven't heard a word from him
Just-
since we last met.
Just Tobin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Silly, me.
Public questions or comments in that area?
Yeah, you didn't mention the berries.
Right,
Santa
skip
Lucas
over
Valley.
Huh?
We'll actually stop all of the vehicles immediately in front of your house, Jeff, and just let the sirens
Okay.
wail for a
I've
good
got
5 minutes.
2 little kids on each side of me.
We'll be there. No, we'll definitely, it is on the list.
All encompassing. Awesome. All right, moving on to item F, fire department matters. Draft minutes of the fire commission meeting from December 2nd. Anybody have any questions, comments?
The only comment I would make, unless Lisa says anything else, is the fire commission is looking to host in place of one of their upcoming meetings, ideally February, or if not February, then in April. They want to host a community meeting in the large room intended to bring in Fire Safe Marin and people familiar with the FireWise Communities Initiative, to educate the community and encourage the community on the FireWise initiative. Chief Roman has already committed also some members from his veg management specialist team to talk about how all of that kind of goes hand in hand. So that hopefully will be coming up soon, more information as we start to lock down some dates, and making sure we can get Firewise folks to come out and present, and we'll work on broadcasting that out, try to get the community up for it, because it all kind of stems back to the fire insurance concerns, and one of the biggest factors in terms of lowering insurance rates is being part of the Firewise community, which is a national model. There's a very large one, basically all of CSA 13 is a Firewise community, so we might tap into some of their prior experiences putting that together
Okay.
too.
Great. Any public comment there? All right. Item F2, update on current status of discussions with City of San Rafael regarding potential agreement for full staffing services of the Marinwood Fire Station 58. This one is, we've been kind of, and you guys read your packet, we've been kind of working with San Rafael since January, and just felt like it was time to give an update as to what's happened and kind of, potentially where we're headed. It just felt like we've been at it for almost a year. It was time to share just some, of the bare bones ideas about what was going on. Any questions or comments from the board? No, I think it's just straightforward. It's just a report out of what's going on. Okay. Questions or comments from the public on that one?
Are the conversations heading in a good direction?
I would say that they're like most conversations on this level. I think they're headed in the right direction in terms of where we've identified what needs to be discussed and what we would like. And we're just kind of moving forward as government sometimes moves forward.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, they're two different organizations in many ways.
Yeah, and it's
pensions. Number one.
right. There's lots of nuance to it.
Mhm.
And I would like to thank our staff, and I think primarily Eric, although Eric definitely, correct me if I'm wrong, for really being prepared for these conversations and bringing a lot of important things to light in the process of the staff members working together from both sides. It's been nice.
Very good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's a lot, right? It's a lot.
Yes, it is a lot. And I'll just introduce myself. I'm Angela Robinson Pignon from the City of San Rafael. I've been talking with Eric about this shared services agreement for some time. I was brought into it around April, I believe. But the city definitely recognizes the value and the importance of the partnership with Marinwood Community Services District, as well as the operational relationship, the long-term operational relationship between the San Rafael Fire Department and Marinwood. And so, we're just working towards a process that we hope will be operationally and financially
Right.
sustainable for all parties.
Exactly.
And just, I've spoken to Eric about this quite a bit, and this is a huge sea shift for both organizations. And so recognizing that, again, as you called out, it takes some time to work through that, and the city is prepared to continue in those conversations.
Thank you so much. And I was gonna introduce you, and then I thought, well, maybe she doesn't want to be interviewed. I didn't know if you were anonymous or not, so that I apologize for not asking you
I
privately.
don't have like a trench coat on,
Right.
but I'm not anonymous.
Okay.
I would
Very
just
cool.
echo what Angela said. In my opinion, I think that the proper meetings have happened. They take time. I think it's, I don't want to call it a rabbit hole, but it's every time you think you got figured out, that raises other questions that then need to also kind of be thought about. So it's a complex process. I don't think anybody in that room the very first day thought that it would take quite this much time, but it's also important to recognize that this is not the only thing that both agencies are working on too. There is other matters of business that have to be addressed and attended to, and sometimes those get bumped to the top of the list, but I do appreciate San Rafael. Angela's always been a phone call away, and vice versa when needed, and there's been a lot of staff meetings leading up to the point where we are now. So
Appreciate that.
And if I may, I'll say that you've met your counterparts in San Rafael, so we have our own ad hoc subcommittee
Right.
that's working towards as well with Mayor Kate Cullen and Councilmember Rachel Kurtz. So again, we're just walking through, we're doing our due diligence as is Marinwood about, again, the finances and the operations to make sure that if the process is solid all the way around, so.
Appreciate that. And Angela, I appreciate you, like, everything you've done. Like, we've had interactions, and, at meetings and also on emails, group emails and things like that. And I just really appreciate what you've done so far. Thank you so much. All right.
Kristen, the only other thing I would add that you have in here is just, in the notion of making sure that people have opportunity, I should say, to become informed.
Thank you, Eric.
Is, if and when this does get to a point where you have some level of like a consensus amongst the smaller combined joint ad hoc committee. Obviously, there's a meet and confer process that is required with both firefighter labor unions. And then, our initial thoughts amongst us is, if we get to that point, whatever that is, that would be presented in the series of, I would envision, at least 2 public meetings. One being simply discuss, review, take public comment, feedback, take board feedback, and then if there's any revisions that come out of that, that would go back to internal discussions between staff and the joint ad hoc level, and then assuming in a best case scenario, it would then come back to another public meeting prior to any even vote for approval on it. So there'll be plenty of opportunity for public to be aware, should the topic interest them.
I appreciate that. Thank you for pointing that out, because that's an important part. And I think this move here is just very much about transparency too. What's happened so far, and kind of what the logical next steps are that we can see right now. All right.
So there was, I think, another public comment or question.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I wanted to wonder if there's any merit at all to reaching out to some of the organizations in Marin County who have already gone through a so-called merger.
Right.
And, any learnings that could be gleaned from those discussions.
It is my understanding that has happened in an informal sense of, looking around. And we were even looking at, Angela, I think that was you that brought even something from the East Bay that was a similar piece.
Yeah, we pulled in, again, not knowing where we're gonna land, we did pull in Jason Freed from LAFCO to talk through all the different types of agreements. There's more than one out there, folks, approaches to this. And so we definitely have considered that and looked at other models in Marin. And I come from the East Bay, and we looked at models outside of the county as well. So just to make sure that we kind of cover all of our bases as we kind of continue these discussions.
Right. And I think, Jeff, to your point, we kind of started broad and looking at what are the possibilities, and then it kind of walks its way into something that, is definitely crystallizing.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it. Anybody else? You good? Okay. All right. Close that item and move to item F3, the chief officer reports. Again, I think verbal. Eric,
Yeah, well, Chief Roman is at a conference this week. Didn't really have any updates of, keeping in mind this body just met 3 weeks ago. So didn't really have any updates to put into a report. If there is any specific questions, I'm happy to take them back his way. Otherwise, it's kind of business as usual there. If Cesar Correa is here, if he has anything.
There you go.
You don't have any words.
Right.
Work, run calls, and
Yeah. I mean, that's good news, right? Nothing huge has happened, so we like that. Any board members with questions or comments on that? Public comment? Oh, all right.
Before, the only thing I would add, and not to kind of open a can here and start a different conversation, I know there was talk, we did have somebody in the pipeline on a firefighter paramedic progressing through interviews. That person did not move past the chief interview, so he is out of the running on this, so we're kind of back to square one on that.
Okay. All right. Item G, Park and Rec matters. Luke, how we doing, buddy?
doing great. Just a few things I wanted to touch on in my report. We had a great Thanksgiving break camp, a couple of different camps we ran over the Thanksgiving holiday. We had all sorts of sports camp that we ran at the middle school campus, which was great, and which we've been doing for the last several years, which is a great organization that we work with during the summer as well. And then we've recently been running a Dungeons and Dragons camp here at the community center. I don't know what the resurgence is in Dungeons and Dragons, but
It's huge. with
yeah, it's
middle
super
schools.
popular, and our class has been, we've been running Dungeons and Dragons, a couple different camps and classes this last, I think about a couple of years now. And they've been really popular and going really well. The staff that we've been working with for this program have been great, and it's just been a really nice program. And I just think it's hilarious because I remember that when I was a kid, that was going on, and you know, so. But those camps went really well during the Thanksgiving break holiday, and we're gonna have another couple of weeks of camp during the winter break, school break. So we'll have Monday through Wednesday, both weeks before and after Christmas. We'll have camp here at the community center. And we're excited to have a bunch of our summer camp staff back from college and some of the high school kids helping out with that. Enrollment's super strong for both weeks this year, so we're looking forward to that. We're putting the final preparations together. And during this time, Robin and JP both bring in a bunch of the potential staff members for the 2026 season that are in town for the holidays, and run interviews, do meetings, work on plans for the upcoming season. And it's a good time to take advantage of having those kids here to be able to interface with them and sort of plan the staffing for next year. So we're looking forward to that in the next few weeks, and that should be a really good time. More pressing is our next event will be this Friday's, our Jingle Bell Jazz winter event that we've been doing the last few years. It's a holiday concert in the community center. We have photos with Santa, we have arts and crafts for the kids, we'll have a bunch of treats and refreshments, and it's going to be a really good event. So we're putting the final touches on that, getting the final supplies, but it's looking to be a really good event. We do have it planned for indoors. I don't think we have any weather in the forecast, but it should be a really nice time. So hopefully some of you guys are able to make it to that. And then after that, our next community event will be our annual Raise a Glass wine tasting, which will take place on March 7th. And we've got a pretty good list of wineries already attending. We're going to try to get a few more, but that's shaping up to be another great wine tasting event. And then lastly, for the rec side, we are putting the final touches on our spring and summer catalog of programs and classes, and that is set to come out in January or at the latest early February. And we're putting the details together for summer camp registration, the pool season, and all the things, but we should have all that out, and staff's working hard to get all those things finalized. So I look forward to that. On the parks maintenance side of things, I want to just thank the staff for getting there, really looking so festive in the community center. We got our tree up, we got the lights on the building, we got the Santa chair ready to go, and things are looking really festive, so we're very pleased. We had got the reception hall decorated just in time for the Lions Club holiday event, which they're appreciative of. And a new addition to the park, we just installed a little free library. I don't know if you guys saw it when we were walking up, might have been too dark, but the Marin Waldorf School woodshop class made a little library as part of a project last year and decided to donate it to the community center, which was just a really cool thing. And they contacted us last year, and we were able to, they dropped it off. And right now it doesn't give them credit, but we're hoping they can put together a little plaque that just says that like this was made by the, I think it must be the 2025 or 24-25. So we just installed it in the park, one of the little medians with the trees and the trash can out there, and it looks great. I'm hoping that people will take advantage of it, and it'll be a good thing. It doesn't get graffiti too soon.
I've seen people giving and taking.
Have you seen some of the? Yeah, well,
There's
that's
a
great.
bunch of books in there.
Yeah.
Well, they donated a bunch of books to us for it, which is also part of it. It was very generous. I was like, oh, this is great. So hopefully that kind of just continues. So we're excited about that. And then the last few weeks, the parks maintenance staff have been in the creek taking advantage of a few weeks without rain to do some erosion control, some creek bank restoration and fortification ahead of whatever weather we expect later this season. But just taking advantage of some of this dry weather to put some strategic plantings in certain spots and removing some invasive species and just trying to make things look and be in the best shape possible for big storms. So we've been out getting wet, getting cold in the hip waders, being in the creek more days than I think anyone planned. I've got big designs for this winter, but I just want to thank the Parks Maintenance crew. Jimmy, Esteban, Marco, I've wrangled John Paul into the mix. We've been out there, it's been cold and wet, but they've done a lot of really hard work to help preserve the creek bank in areas that are really close to our park and our pool and the Panhandle Path. And we're hoping just to hold onto the land that we have for longer and not have to get into an emergency situation. So big shout out to them. And yeah,
Luke, I'm gonna stop you for
Oh,
a
yeah.
second. And I've told this to Luke and John Paul, the park guys, it's been cold. And these guys have literally been in the park, and there's been nights where Luke and John Paul especially have been like, I think we got 45 minutes before it gets dark. And they're suiting up, hip waders up to their chest and diving into the water. It deserves recognition because it's hard work. And then they come back and they apply all the tech new and everything all over because it's just, overloaded with poison oak down there. This is not work for the faint of heart, and park guys especially, and then for Luke and John Paul to also jump in there and they're in the water and they're doing the work and it's hard, cold, uncomfortable work that unfortunately this is the best time of year to do it, and we just happen to have this 2-week-long cold snap. So tip of the cap to all of them. It's that's hard work.
Oh, thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
That's all.
That's good? Okay. Questions from board members, comments? No? Jeff, anything? Nope. Thank you very much, Luke. You guys worked really hard and it shows. It shows, yeah. It really does. It's impressive. And I'm lucky at my work that I get to hear a lot of the positives and, see a lot of the kids who are benefiting from that. So I appreciate you guys. Awesome, thank you. Item H, board member items of interest, request for future agenda items.
The only thing I would add here is that next month, January, is typically when we assign commission liaisons.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody has thoughts on being a liaison for one of the commissions, Savon has been doing Park and Rec for at least 1 year, maybe 2. Lisa's been doing fire for the past year, I believe. So just that will be on the agenda next month.
Okay.
Something for everybody to kind of think about.
I think we've all been on
That's
all of
another thing,
them.
yeah.
Oh, you haven't? No.
I was thinking Parks and Rec. I haven't done it.
I'm happy with you.
Okay.
It's coming, but
Let's make something up for Bill to do. I think Bill has too much time.
Bill, what's going on with MWPA?
What is going on?
I don't know, that's what I want to
today?
How are they doing on it?
Well, we haven't had a meeting the last,
Okay.
we have one next week, I believe, the 18th.
Okay, I think I actually have one tomorrow, so that would make sense. Yeah, they kind of shut it down after they vote on all the projects, and then it's get to work time. And now it's plan the projects for next year time.
There you go.
We're starting again.
Okay?
I like it. All right. Well, at 7:32, we're going to adjourn.
Long one.